Welcome back to Destination Pro Wrestling. My name is Tony, and thank you guys for stopping by. Today we got three big news stories that we're going to discuss going down in the pro wrestling world. It is February 1st, 2019, so with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so Brock Lesnar, hottest story of the week right now, and that's because Brock Lesnar's contract with WWE is supposedly going to end very soon. And as always, there's always a topic on the dirt sheets, and this is regards to Brock Lesnar and his contract negotiation. Now, nobody here is reporting that Brock Lesnar is going to sign with AEW. It's just really interesting because there was reports coming out that Brock Lesnar could very well discuss contract opportunities with AEW and then obviously use this as a tactic to get more WWE money. Now, if Brock Lesnar were to get more money from WWE, it would definitely be a good thing for Brock Lesnar. But if you're the WWE, at what point do you stop caring about Brock Lesnar? Obviously, he makes the money. He is a draw, but people do not want to see him as a champion. And that's kind of been the whole issue here with Brock Lesnar. So it's not that the WWE universe hates Brock Lesnar. It's just the fact that he's constantly holding a belt and he doesn't really show up very often. So people, their favorite superstars, the Finn Balor's, the Seth Rollins, the Samoa Joes, the Kevin Owens, these guys don't really get to hold this belt. And that's obviously going to upset fans. Now, in my opinion, I think there's a 0.00001% chance that they even see Brock Lesnar sign a contract with AEW. But if you're Vince McMahon, you know at this point that Tony Khan and his father have a lot of money, and they will do whatever they can to make some big signings. And obviously with guys like Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho being part of AEW, that's going to make a big threat towards WWE. And now if you're Vince McMahon and you lose Brock Lesnar to AEW, that's even a bigger deal. Again, I don't think this is a situation where WWE is going to lose Brock Lesnar, but I think this is a situation where WWE is going to end up paying him a lot more because now there's an actual other pro wrestling company that has enough money to secure a contract with Brock Lesnar. And if you're Brock Lesnar, yeah, this is absolutely a wonderful idea. The fact that Meltzer and everybody's reporting that Brock Lesnar will even look at these contract offers, I think it's a very big way for WWE to realize that, hey, there is a new player in town, and if they don't give Brock Lesnar the money that he wants and the contract that he wants, he may very well walk out. So if you're Brock Lesnar, not only can you be securing a bigger deal, but you might even be able to get a little bit more out of WWE. Obviously, there's conversations about Brock Lesnar going to UFC, and even for many years, the conversation of Brock going to UFC was always a way to get WWE to offer more. And according to those reports, I feel like it made a lot of sense because now we've seen Brock Lesnar work a little bit more dates. On top of that, get paid a lot more as well. But let's just think hypothetically, what if Brock Lesnar did go to All Elite Wrestling? What would that mean for AEW? And is this actually a good thing for AEW? Brock Lesnar doesn't have the best reputation as a worker in the industry. And I mean, I don't know if I really believe that or not, but after watching his recent work with Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, it's almost like Brock Lesnar probably would have a little bit of fun of it, inside AEW. So it's really interesting to me whether or not they actually sign him. More than likely, again, I don't think that's the case, but I could see Lesnar negotiating and trying to get more out of Vince McMahon. And again, that's a big move for him, and it makes a lot of sense if you're Brock Lesnar. Honestly, that's real money moves right there. So that leads me to the question of the day. What do you guys think about Brock Lesnar possibly negotiating a contract with AEW? Do you guys think he would even fit in AEW? And if for some reason he somehow signed with AEW, what would be your dream match with AEW and Brock Lesnar? On to the next story for the day. We are going to talk about WWE SmackDown Live Stable Sanity. If you guys don't know, Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, and Killian Dane have been off of TV for a while. And every time WWE starts to push teams on TV, they never do anything with them. And of course, Sanity is another victim of this, being from NXT. They lost Nikki Cross, who is now competing on Raw, and she's no longer part of the stable. And this looks like it's a very interesting situation because they're starting to become pretty unpleasant. More specifically, Killian Dane has already tweeted about this. Where is Sanity? And it looks like the guys in Sanity are not happy. And that's actually a really big issue if you're the WWE because Eric Young, Killian Dane, Alexander Wolf, they can compete pretty much anywhere right now as a team, and they would do very big things. And this is another issue that people have kind of taken with WWE and not pushing tag teams, not pushing individuals from NXT And it's almost like, maybe they should have just never moved him up from NXT, especially when you have the War Raiders and Undisputed Era and all these different teams right now on NXT. It looks like their tag team division is way better down there. It's almost like this team should have never been called up. And there's been rumors that some of these guys may be looking to get released. They might be part of that list of superstars or mid-carders that were seeking a release from WWE. Obviously, at this point, WWE is not going to make it easy for people to leave. Reports are coming out that WWE is looking at extending contracts for another 5 years, and Sanity might exactly be a team that kind of results in that. Maybe WWE is going to kind of just keep them there, keep them in the contract, and when they have something for them, they'll be there. And until then, they'll probably get a raise or a nice long-term contract. And, obviously, if you're looking at these guys all have potential. Killian Dane doesn't even have to be in a stable. If the idea for WWE is that they don't want to keep them in a stable anymore, that's totally cool. You can take them out. They could do different things. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf could be a tag team. Killian Dane could be a singles guy. He could go to NXT UK. He can go to Raw. He could go to SmackDown. There's a lot of things that could be done. They don't have to be a group, but for whatever reason, WWE is keeping this group together, and they're not putting them on TV. And it's a really, really sad story because these guys are incredible. Eric Young, obviously, people saw how much he transformed from being the comedy character in Impact to being a more serious character in Impact, and then obviously going to NXT and being a little bit more serious as well. All in all, I could see really big things for Sanity if they do get it pushed on TV, but it would not shock me if they do ask for their release. So a lot of people want to know, is this a situation where WWE is going to keep them? Obviously, there's more superstars unhappy, and that's kind of part of the story. There's a lot of unhappy superstars with WWE, and because of AEW, because of Impact, because of ROH, because of New Japan, because these are different options, people do not mind wanting to leave. So more superstars are unhappy with WWE, and Ty Dillinger is another one. Like, these are reports that are coming out about superstars that are not happy, and we're starting to see it with the way that they approach their social media, and they change their names and their logos and everything. You could kind of tell that this is kind of a route that is going down the road for some people. This is the route that some people are taking, and it sucks. It sucks that WWE might lose out on some really good talent, and hopefully we know long term. There is an opportunity for some of these guys outside of WWE, and that's one thing that's really nice about the wrestling industry. I see a lot of comments on the videos. People are like, hey, guys, this team shouldn't belong on WWE. They should go somewhere else, and that's fantastic. The fact that there's other options, regardless if you love, any of these other options, there's options out there, and people are criticizing AEW because they haven't put on a show yet. But when you look at a team like Sanity, who has not been on TV, it's almost like, just make the jump. If you're not being used anyways, you might as well go to the company that has the money, and hopefully they can be part of that success if it is successful. Okay, and on to our final story for the day. It was a really interesting thing. If you guys don't remember, Nia Jax obliterated R-Truth for her to make her entrance in the Royal Rumble match. So she knocked his ass out, walked into the Men's Royal Rumble at number 30, eliminated Mustafa Ali. Then she got hit with a super kick and an RKO, and she obviously got eliminated. Now, a lot of people were saying, due to recent reports, that she actually had a lot of heat because of the way that she hurt R-Truth. And this was really interesting. Jerry the King Lawler did his little podcast, and he actually talked about how she actually had some real heat. There was some real heat because she legitimately hurt R-Truth. And it looks like WWE might be playing off a storyline because we're starting to see it now with Dean Ambrose. It could very well be a work. But this is really interesting stuff, guys. They're reporting that there's some real heat here, and I'm really interested to see what kind of happens with this whole storyline. There's apparently some big plans this summer with Nia Jax and women and intergender wrestling in general. And, we're starting to see some stuff with R-Truth and now Dean Ambrose. Maybe before Dean Ambrose leaves the WWE, maybe he gets a WrestleMania match against Nia Jax, who ends up retiring him. I don't know if that's the way WWE would do it, guys, but there's rumors, and these rumors right now do exist. So with that being said, don't forget, guys, we're giving away some free merchandise to some of the best comments in the comment section down below. So for everybody who is subscribed and supporting the channel, we're going to pick people at random, just some of the best comments. We're going to hook you guys up with Destination Pro Wrestling merchandise. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. And also on top of that, guys, I know some people have been asking about Twitter, so you guys can follow Destination Pro Wrestling at DEST_PW, as well as you can follow me on Twitter at Tango with Tango. Those links will be in the description.
You have reached your destination.